Baku City Circuit is located in the heart of a rapidly developing city, with new developments springing up almost every week, thanks to Azerbaijan's booming oil-rich economy. After several years of GT racing experience, the government decided to boost its investment, securing the rights to host Formula One and increasing its global exposure. Baku's Racing Association began in June 2012, when the organizers of the former GT street races in Bucharest and the Hungaroring secured an agreement with Azeri officials to bring their City Challenge concept to Baku. A temporary street circuit encircling Government House would house the invitational race for GT3 with the pits, paddock, and start-finish rig all located on Freedom Square. The circuit passed through the old town streets along the sea with the famous flame towers overlooking from the hillside above. However, during the 24 hours of Spa in 2012, the proposal for a GT race in Baku was presented, and the organizers had a lot of work in a short period of time. Obviously, Azerbaijan has no racing history and lacks experience in preparing for such an event, but they were willing to exceed the budget and hire the most competitive people and best equipment with an aim to make the perfect racing venue. One of the problems was constructing the 1,500 concrete blocks needed to create the barriers, each weighing at least 3.5 tons. Up to 80 barriers were produced off-site per day, and once completed, they were moved by the trucks from the construction site to the city center at night, starting on 12 October and was completed on 25 October. Nevertheless, the 15,000-seat grandstand was completely sold out as locals enjoy their first live race. The circuit wasn't expected to offer thrilling racing, but with around 42,000 spectators attending over 2 days, it was considered a success as their first motorsport experience. In 2013, new promoters agreed to hold the race in the city as the final round of the Blancpain GT Sprint Series. However, there is a problem. The race caused traffic chaos on Baku streets as one of the main roadways was closed off for the track, leading to long delays. So, a new location was chosen further down the coast, making better use of the modern wide boulevard that runs along it. The circuit was longer and more dramatic, featuring fast blasts down the seafront separated by hairpins at either end, multiple chicanes, and a section through the old town's narrower streets. The inexperience of Azerbaijan with motorsport became clear on Saturday morning, when teams arrived to find the racing line power washed overnight. Local officials, hoping to present the country well on TV, had unknowingly removed the rubber from the track. Worse still, they did so in cold conditions, creating ice-like track surfaces that caused a delay. To make things worse, a generator failed, left the pits, and race control without power, causing further delays. But racing eventually got underway, even with a safety car start. In May 2014, Azerbaijan's Youth and Sports Ministry announced that the country was set to host the F1 Grand Prix in 2015. Almost inevitably, Hermann Tilke was chosen to design the new circuit, which aimed to showcase the city's historic landmarks. However, this would extend the calendar over the set maximum of 20 races, which had already been confirmed after Mexico announced a 5-year deal. So F1 in Baku was delayed until 2016. The organizers expect that Baku City Circuit will become one of the world's best street circuits and one of the fastest.
Meters long. Possibly it will be the fastest F1 track ever.
The circuit begins next to Azadlik Square and loops around Government House before heading west along 1 km to the Palace of Shirvanshah and Maiden Tower. The track has narrow 7.6 meters uphill climb, then circling the old city before expanding up to a 2.2 km stretch down Neftchilar Avenue back to the start-finish line. For the inaugural F1 race, temporary grandstands with capacity of around 30,000 were erected. Overall, the circuit covers 6 kilometers long, combining narrow, slow sections with high-speed boulevard runs. The road surface was being finalized on 16 February and everything appeared to be on track for its debut as an evening race on 17 to 19 June 2016. Many drivers praised the circuit for the challenge it offered with its mix of long straights, slow technical section, and lack of margin for error due to the proximity of the walls. Baku is different to other street circuits because there are places where you can pass. The trickiest thing in Baku is braking. Once you committed to that braking point, if you have blocked a wheel, you are in the wall. With that said, some drivers were concerned about the lack of runoff areas, which might be dangerous in the case of an incident such as high-speed puncture or mechanical failure. But there were teething problems in the first year, with Pirelli stating that 90% of rear tires in free practice had been cut due to the bolts connecting the curbs to the ground not being bored deeply enough. Valtteri Bottas was forced to miss the third practice session when his car struck a loose drain cover, causing significant damage to his car. Another similar incident occurred in the first practice session of the 2019 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Today, the street circuit continues to excite drivers and fans with its thrilling races, featuring long, fast straights and tight, slow corners that test driver skill. The organizers have learned from the past experiences and made adjustments to improve the track layout, safety measures, and overall race conditions.